Alrighty, y'all. So, I just started summoning on Mihara's banner because I had one last multi and I still don't have the character. I ended up getting 3 SSRs in this multi. So, and it's Zxous, which there we go. Yeah, that's what I like to see. So I'm done with the anniversary now. I have Mihara, Zxous again. That is not Mihara though. That's a litter, okay. And then there's one more in here, which is a Tetra, and I don't know which one this is. Moran. Okay, cool. So there's Mihara, there's Litter, there's Moran. We like to see those. Anyways, on to the video. Alright, so obviously if you guys don't know, Simulation Room reset yesterday or this week. We have some new bio settings, so we're going to go ahead and basically go through the bio settings you should be using this week, and I'm going to make a team for you guys so you guys can just clear it and get the rewards. Remember, you need a maximum of ratio 25 to get all the rewards. Anything less means you're missing some rewards, but if you go maximum ratio 25, you will get all the rewards for overclocked. So I'm gonna see the rules real quick, and then I'm gonna just set up the rules, and you can just follow me. So give me a second to read what all the rules are this week. All right, y'all. So this is what we're gonna go with this bio settings this week for about overclocked simulation room. We're gonna go with the level 2 attack, which is plus 20%. So the enemies are doing 20% more damage to you. We're gonna go maximum defense, which is 50%, and maximum HP, which is 30%. Just because we have way too many characters nowadays where their defense and HP could matter. Like, I don't care about it. Like, it's just irrelevant. We're gonna go with this where special bonuses obtained through the recycling room are disabled. I'm not gonna lie, the rules this week are quite brutal, so you're probably gonna want to have something like that on, right? Which still shouldn't be a problem. We're gonna have +3 for the rush hour 3, which duration destroyed is reduced by 30%. It's not important to me, so that's always free. We're gonna go with this one with the code injection, where damage a strong element granted by Nikke skills effects will be ineffective, right? So basically, people who are strong as element, that entire thing is removed, which I think is more better than the cooldown reduction, because this one says the cooldown reduction of burst skill becomes ineffective. The duration of burst gauge of full burst time decreases by 3 seconds, which could make or break a lot of situations, but you could go for either of the two. I'm just gonna go for this because this one is crazy. Disables additional damage effects. That's crazy. No, but I would probably go for the code injection. And then obviously this one is free. Use at least 2 machine gun characters on your squad. This one right here is fixes core damage dealt by Nikke basic attacks at 100%. Effects that increase core damage will not take effect, which I find to be perfectly fine. And then we're gonna go with this one where all rapture codes remain water, right? I don't really think any of this is going to be needed. It's just gonna hurt yourself. So those are all the rules I got, right? Make sure you guys follow it, and let me go ahead and build a team for us, okay? Right, 2 machine gun characters need to be used, and we need to have a meta team, right? They are water, but type advantage doesn't matter here, right? So with 2 machine guns, obviously crown is going to be 1, helm is going to be on my team as well, and then obviously I'm going to have you, which is Little Mermaid, so that's already good right there. I could put Rappy, and I could just put Cinderella. Like, I could just really just do this, which I would classify like the best team or some shit. Let me just make sure they all have cubes on. You don't. I'm gonna just give you the resilience cube. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. We'll give you the resilience cube. And yeah, let's go ahead. So this is the team I'm using, where, you know, I have obviously my 2 machine gun characters being Crown and Rappy. If you do not have Rappy, you can use any other machine gun DPS because that's her role there. If you do not have Crown, you could probably use the Maid Mast and Maid Anchor on your team to replace Helm and Crown, because one of those 2 are machine guns. I believe it's Mast, that's the machine gun character. So then you can have a machine gun character that way and still kind of get decent support. And then if you don't have Little Mermaid, then just use Litter, or any other good burst ones, probably really just Litter I would use there. And then Cinderella can be replaced with any of your broken DPS. So I just put my best DPS where Cinderella is. So these are some replacements, right? If you don't have, you know, these characters. But let's go ahead into play and see, you know, if we're able to get this simulation room overclocked out the way, right? This is a good way to get rewards. I will say simulation room overclocked is a great way to get additional skill rewards and stuff like that. So it always is important for me to do these types of videos. I'm gonna go to Helm just for faster burst generation. We have our shield, we have our heals, we have our insane team, so I'm not necessarily worried about the team. Like as you guys see, anybody who comes onto the screen is getting deleted, right? And that's what I like to see, right? I think this is the main reason why I didn't want to take that cooldown reduction thing, because now getting back into your burst skill is going to be easier than ever with this team. And that's why I decided to take the element with damage thing over the cooldown reduction, because type advantage doesn't matter to me in simulation room. Like it just doesn't. Where cooldown reduction means almost everything to me, right? Especially with the team that I'm designed to run. Now remember, when it comes to simulation room, you are always going to be underpowered, so it would be a cheat code to technically go with the commanding ability test. That's if you know you're going to win regardless. But if you're not going to win, then you guys can go ahead and pick the normal stage at all time. Never pick the hard stages because it's just not worth it. Especially if you know you're underpowered, like it's just you're wasting your own time, right? But I'm gonna go with the commanding ability test and just remove a buff because my team is just strong enough to where it doesn't matter. Like I am underpowered, not by that much, but I am underpowered, but this team itself will just do damage, right? Now, not every single player is going to be able to get this far, I assume. I mean, it depends, because even when I used to be 200, 300, I think it was really just 200k power under, I was still beating it with the teams I was using, because the teams I was using are meant to just survive, right? I'm really surviving off of damage. I'm not necessarily surviving off of tank, right? I'm really just surviving off of damage and my burst skill. So, and with this team, burst skill is like, it's guaranteed, right? You're just guaranteed a burst skill. Like, look at this, right? Boom. Enemy popped up and then just deleted. The enemy popped up and just deleted. So it's in your best interest to go ahead and use this thing, right? I'm actually happy that I got Mihara, because that's the only character that, you know, I know Mihara isn't necessarily the best character in the game. This is just going back to my like the first time I did the video, right? But I knew that Mihara was going to become useful to me in some point of the at some point. So you know, getting her was something that I wanted for sure. But anyways, because we just went to the commanding ability test for all those runs, we're at the final boss now. So let's start battle. We're about 200k power low, but I don't think that's gonna matter, to be honest, not with this team. I'm always gonna go to Helm just because of better burst generation, but we'll see. Oh, what the hell? This boss. Okay, let's go to this. So we're fighting an unknown crystal, and we got our burst skill now. Crown, perfect. Once crown shield is up, I'm not worried as much, right? But yeah, there you go. And this boss, did you guys see that HP? That boss is getting deleted. That boss is deleted. That boss deleted. That boss deleted. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want, those are the rules and the team that you should probably just be using. And I did give alternatives, right? Remember, if you don't have Helm and you do have Made Mast and Made Anchor, replace Crown and Helm with those two characters, right? Replace Little Mermaid with Litter, and if you don't have Litter, then use another burst one, which would probably be like your best burst one, or even a healer if you want. But I don't see how you don't have Litter when you can guarantee get her. Like I got Litter, I could guarantee get Litter within a few days of starting from the bonus recruit. So I don't know how people wouldn't have Litter, but there's that. When it comes to Rappy, I only put her there because she's a machine gun DPS. If you have Modernia, or if you have a better machine, or not a better, if you have another machine gun DPS, even Mihara, for example, who's currently out on the banner, put Mihara there. And then I put my main DPS in my middle slot, which Cinderella's in. So go ahead and just do the same thing with your main DPS. But yeah, there you guys go. As you see, all rewards for, you know, simulation room overclocked obtained and simulation, and we are done here. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my summon. I'm glad that I ended up getting Mihara. But yeah, your boy Zxous, I'm out. Peace.